What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Reporting to you live here from Denver, Colorado. Real nice hot day, 99 degrees, and this is my beautiful office for the day. Today's episode, we're going to cover the power of branding your business versus just a general drop shipping store. The main focus of this is really just to break down to you and give you the understanding that having a brand is really what's going to keep you in the game for the long run. For anybody that's getting into drop shipping or getting into private labeling, Amazon, things of that nature, essentially you are creating a real business. Essentially,
I just didn't quit. That's the only distinguishing quality from me and probably whoever else going through this or went through this or is gonna go through this, is that I ain't quit. I went through every emotion. With trying to pursue what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And I think that what's gonna separate whoever's gonna try to go for something is that you ain't gonna quit.
At the end of the day, you have infinite room to grow in all these areas and all these sales channels. You have infinite possibilities. So with that being said, let's get right into it. The first thing we're going to cover is branding. So with a brand, you can tell a narrative. You can connect with the customer in a total different fashion than you would a regular general store where a customer just lands on your page and they see you've got 20 products to sell. Majority of stores like that, 9 times out of 10, they're using the stock images from AliExpress, the same ones you'd probably see on Amazon like 20 or 30 times. So you got to think to yourself, and you've got to ask and answer every single time, why should the customer buy from me? And with that being said, with a brand, you're going to answer that question right away when they land there, when they land on your site, that is. So you've got to think to yourself, private labeling, creating a brand, telling a narrative, this right here is something that's going to be able to be built upon and last you for quite some time. My best recommendations for a brand is telling the story of why the business was originated, with a narrative, with a breakdown, with that's going to be a page on your site basically where the customer lands and can get all the information and the story through either visual or audio or text format about who your brand is, what your brand is about, and where your brand really is going. 9 times out of 10, it's easier to sell to a customer who's already bought from you than it is a customer who hasn't. So for a lot of people, you've got a lot of business, you've had a lot of sales, and you can't just keep depending on new leads every day just to keep your business growing and continually scaling, because all these different departments of your store basically are the nuts and bolts to the machine that keeps the engine running. So with a general drop shipping store, you got somebody landing on your main page and all they're seeing is sell, sell, sell. All they're seeing is what you have for what price. And that's great, but if they can't answer the question of why I should buy from you, then you're out of the game. You got to be able to answer why they should buy from you, within a snap of fingers type of feeling, And that's the thing about having a drop shipping store or something of that nature. Once you actually have your store up and running and you're running traffic to your store, what you will see is you get a bunch of traffic that may not even add to cart, or you may see a bunch of traffic that just adds to cart. So, at the end of the day, you got to figure out what are these areas inside my store that's keeping the customer from buying. Is it not trustworthy? Is it, is it too plain? Is there a problem at checkout? Are the shipping prices too high? I mean, these are questions you always got to ask yourself. But with a brand, a private labeled brand, you're able to do that right away anyway, because you have something that is individually just to you. Nobody else in the world has it. The design, the concept, the colors, the whole nine, really at the end of the day are yours. And if you do it right and it stands out, you're going to have, a customer's attention right away. We have iconic people like Steve Jobs. So Steve Jobs, for example, I mean, think about it. At the end of the day, you know, you buy Apple right here once again when you see the logo, because the logo by itself is symbolic, and it represents something to you. You know, for me, it represents quality. It represents an interface that's intuitive and you know, easy to use to a degree. So, you know, these are things that you can transmit with a brand that you can't do as just a general store. With a general store, you know, you can sell stuff, you can make a great funnel, and you know, when you're drop shipping and you're selling stuff on a general store and your suppliers in China or something like that nature, you know, you always need to take into consideration the customer's full unboxing experience every single time. So think about yourself. What's it like when you get a package in the mail? I mean, you're excited, you know, you've been anticipating it, and especially for some drop shipping stores, your customers have been waiting, you know, 8 days, 14, 15 days, and now finally they've got their package, and here it is. It's a surprise. It's from China. Well, I guess at that point it's not even a surprise, because you've turned over the tracking and they've had to watch it come from China, land, get in the US, and you know, this is a complicated task for something that's so easy in today's world of 2019. So, you know, what I found is best with a brand, you can leverage your product in a fulfillment center that is, you know, stationary. You know, if you're in the U.S., they're going to be in the U.S. If you're, you know, somewhere else. But primarily for, you know, U.S., you can find these U.S. fulfillment centers that will house your product. They house your product on a percentage of how much room you're consuming in their warehouse, how many items are put into the package. They're basically handling fees. So by getting the handling fees, you know, at the end of the day, that's how the price goes up. But think about it. If you had a shipping department, shipping and receiving yourself, an in-home receiving, it's a lot of work. That's a full-time job by itself, just having to package the items, print postage, the whole nine. That is a very, very complicated task, and there's some great companies out there that will fulfill your product, and they'll fulfill it for the fraction of some pennies, basically, and save you the time, frustration, and energy, and simplify the whole process. So with a brand, you can really do that. And I mean, at the same token, you could buy wholesale generic and have that in a warehouse, and that's another option. But you know, with a brand, you're really going to be able to go the extra mile. And you know, the channel right here really is for the person, you know, that goes the extra mile. So you know, that's why I recommend that you private label something, that you make it your own product. You know, even if it's a skincare product, whatever it may be, it opens you up to just a world more of possibilities than you would have with just a generic product. And then at the end of the day, you know, with a brand, you have infinite umbrellas of stuff you can do. You know, if you bring out something that's a wrist wrap, you could bring out something that's a knee brace. You know, so it works hand in hand at the end of the day, connecting with your customers and building that rapport, and you know, actually giving them something of value right there really changes their lives. You know, and you know, you got a evaluation of a customer that's going to go a long ways, because you know, they want to come back. They tell their friends. If you've got a referral program set up in place, if you've got an affiliate program, I mean, these are parts of these systems that you can plug and play that will take you so much further. And once again, with a brand, you have that longevity and you can do that. But with a general store, you're like any random person selling. You've got to think about the internet right now, because with so many people in the market of selling stuff and doing things of that nature, it's almost to the point where it's like thinking of it as like a bazaar on the street, where you've got all these people coming up to you trying to sell stuff. You've got people in trench coats opening it up, and they've got tons of watches that look like they're real, but they're not, you know, and these are all the people selling online right now. So, you know, what's going to distinguish you from all those, you know, those petty sellers right there? I'll tell you what will stand you out is having a brand that tells a story and a narrative and connects with the customer is going to win, and it's going to win for the long term. So that's why I always advocate that if you're going to get into the game, you drop ship for a minute, you get the data, and then you take that data and then you private label that, and then you cut that pie down, whether it's going, you know, direct to consumer via Amazon, via eBay, all these other sales channels that you can go down, or, you know, there's other ways to cut it. You know, if you really get some value out of this video, please hit the like button. if you want to stay connected with the videos and stay updated, I'm gonna keep posting these, like I said, every Thursday. So, you know, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Stay tapped in with me right there. What kind of videos you guys want to see, you let me know and drop them in the comments. I'm steady watching, and I'll definitely make the videos as I can. But I thank you again for watching the video, and I'm out.
If you like this video right here, please show some love and hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe and notification button to stay updated for the latest videos. New videos will be dropping Thursday, 9 p.m. Mountain Time, so please stay tuned.